Hello, party people. Hello, it's Randee for Thunderhorse Descendants. Today, I was going to make this necklace up, and I thought, you know, what I should do is I should do a YouTube about it. So, I thought, here we go, we'll do that. So, I already had, let me get you in a little closer. I had made up the pendant, and so I wire wrapped these check glass on here. Now, I'll just tell you a little bit about what's on my mat. What I have on the mat is some things that I had gotten from my friend, Amber. She came over here the other day, and she gave me these, which are bone beads. She gave me these, which are really cool. These are mood-changing beads. I have seen these at Taylors Falls. I have seen these at art beads, a couple of other places. So those are cool. They're mood changing. She had given me these agates a while ago. And then the rest of the stuff I have here, she also gave me these check glass. These here are hematite that I purchased at Taylors Falls Bead Store. I have a few wood spacers. All of these findings, including the pendant, came in the Bargain Bead Box from February, the Bargain Bead Box. So this is one of the items I'm going to be making with some of those. And then I purchased these goldstone at Taylors Falls Bead Store, so I put those in there. And I also got out some of the black and white crackle agates. So I have some of these in an oval shape available on my website, Thunderhorse-Descendant.com. So here we go. I am just using 0.3 millimeter beading wire. This is your silver beading wire you can purchase at Walmart. And what I do is I'm getting, I guess I could measure it. I don't usually measure it. Let's see. 2 feet, 3 feet, 3 feet, and I have that doubled. So doubled up 6 feet of wire in total. Okay. So how I do this is I take my little horseshoe, and I'm going to put that guy on there first. Now these findings are all in the red bronze or red copper. Some people call it red copper. I call it red bronze. So put that guy on there. And then I'm going to take my chain nose and just give him a little squish. And we should probably zoom it in for that, huh? And then my crimper, I'm just going to bend a little bit. Not all the way so it's touching, but just a little bit. Then I'm going to take my crimp bead, put him on there. And we're going to crimp. Now, if you've never done any crimping, crimping can be a little complex. So you do the C, then you turn it, put it in the first notch. So then you have your crimped bead. Now we put on a bead cap. So this is the same color. And I'm just going to put over the top of that crimp bead, a crimp cover, as they say. Put your crimp cover on. Just give him a little squeeze with your chain nose. And you just want to make sure, there we go, that everything is going accordingly. So now you should have something that looks like this. And this is going to be one of the ends, doesn't really matter which one, but it's going to be one of the ends for a necklace. All right, so zoom you out here. What I do is I leave everything out like this. Some people put it in dishes, some people separate it all out. I like to know everything I'm working with. So the moral of the story is I do not put my beads into a pattern or, you know, anything like that. I just get my bead strand and away we go. Excuse me. And it's just kind of however I feel. So I do know that I'm going to want some of these bigger beads down towards the bottom of the necklace near the pendant. So I'm going to start out with an agate. And this is just stringing. There's really no rhyme or reason to it. For me, I just do whatever I feel at the time. So that's kind of what we're doing. So get this going. It really doesn't take very long once you get going on your necklace. So I think I'll just repeat that. And I hear puppies coming down the stairs. My dogs, they just cannot, they can't be not involved. They have to be involved in all things. All right. Yeah, so I like how that's looking. So now I might want to switch it up a little bit because I do have a bunch of different types of beads that I want to get involved here. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to start with one of these black and white crackle agates. Like I said, I do have these available in oval shape on my website. I get those from Taylors Falls Bead Store, and they are very nice, and you'll see how nice they are when we get going on this project here. So let's see, I think I will go, let's see. The idea here is to have like so, because I want to incorporate these guys. Do I have more of those? Look at my stash over here. Oh yeah, I have 2 more. So I always want to make sure, I don't know for sure if I'm going to use those for earrings, but if I do, I want to make sure that I have them available to me. So I'm going to keep those over there for earrings, which means that I could have 4. I better put this one on this side. I could have 4 there going with the pendant, which is what I want. So we better start in with, well, maybe we'll do a bead cap. Let's see. And do a bead cap. I really enjoy bead caps. I use them in a lot of my pieces, and I just like the way that it looks. Just looks a little more finished. So now I'm going to start thinking about, better do a wood, and then I'm going to start thinking about putting on some of these goldstone. Because I got some bigger beads, and I don't want to make this necklace too long. So I got to start incorporating those. And let's see, let's do a little tiny metal. And see, these have like a bigger hole, so I'm gonna want to do a wood spacer, then this guy, then another wood spacer. I don't know what's going on over there. A whole lot of noise. And then, I suppose you guys can't see that, what we got here so far. And then, you know, I don't know if I'm loving that wood spacer on the bottom. I'm going to take that one off. And I'm going to go with this bone bead. Aren't those great? So I'm going to go this way. And let's see. now I got to start thinking that I got to start incorporating these onto there. So I think I will do a spacer just to even out this bone bead. Do another agate. And now if everything works out accordingly, the way that I feel that it might, I should be able to put this glass one on there. And then I just want to kind of see how this is going to hang. So I think I will do a couple of these little tiny, I was going to do another one of those brown hematite, but I think I'm just going to do 2, maybe 3 of these little red bronze guys. Of course, I'm a firm believer that things look better in odd numbers, so I'm going to do 3. Just for the sake of odd numbers. Put on this other one, and we'll see how it hangs. Oh. When you're messy like me, there's beads everywhere. Okay. So that's what we got so far. I'm going to do another 3 of the little red bronze. And then okay, now we have our pendant. So now I have to calculate. If I put this on there, I don't want it to be hitting up against this, so I'm going to have to put on an additional bead because it's kind of got this thing here on the back. So I don't really want that whatever bead I put there to really stand out or anything, and I don't think I have enough of these little guys to go around, so I'm just going to put one of these red bronze spacer beads, and then we shall see where we're at. Yes, I think that's going to be fine. Might touch, so maybe I will do another one just to be safe, because I don't want that glass to be clinking on this metal. So then I put on my pendant, just run it through the back. Now you could always put that on a jump ring or, you know, whatever. But I think this is going to be just fine. So now all we got to do, move these over there. All we got to do now, see, this is like super easy peasy, is follow it up the other side. So we got 2 of these guys on there. And 3 of the little balls. And our glass. Now I think these are, I want to say these might be German vintage glass. I'll have to double check with Amber. I think they might have came out of the vintage drawer at the bead store, at the Taylors Falls Bead Store, but I'm not sure, so I wouldn't swear to that. But yeah, so now put on the other glass. Where to go? Where to go? Oh, I took one out of my earring pile. I better put that back over there. All right. Then we have a hematite. This is like the super easy part. You just follow it back up. We got a hematite. We got an agate. We've got a spacer. bone bead. These are so cool. I think they have like, I don't know what that is, ruins on them or something. I'll have to ask. Another mood bead and a wood spacer. So it's just, you know, kind of however you feel. I always, you know, I mean, it's one thing if you're doing a technique and you're, you know, trying to learn something new and you're whatever, but if you're just, see, now this one looks really super sparkly compared to this one. Maybe they're the same. Does it look lighter? Is that just me? But it's one thing if you're just having fun, just spending time with your beads, just having a good time, you know. And I used to be very particular about, you know, certain things, and now, you know, I don't even know if that's true. I don't know if I ever really was. Somebody asked me the other day at the bead store, they're like, oh, we were taking a class, and they were like, are you a perfectionist? And I'm like, no. Not at all. I am very organic. I'm very like, well, put it on there, see if it works. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, well, now you know. Now you know that don't work. And I very much like instant gratification, which is one of the reasons I enjoy doing stringing projects and not so much like bead weaving or, you know, peyote stitch or seed beads and things like that. I mean, I do use seed beads and I do like seed beads, but it's just as I get obsessive about the project. I'm like, I gotta get this project done. And then it's not as much fun as it could be. So I just enjoy these quick little projects. And it also kind of depends on kind of mood I'm in that day. Now, this has got a weird thing on it. Oh, I gotta grab some more agates. One moment. Okay, so I grabbed some more agates. I only needed a couple, I guess. You know, this one's kind of got a thing on it, so I'm gonna take that one off. And we're almost done here. Yeah, so I enjoy a good project like this. I guess I'm not even on the camera. That would probably help, huh? I recently moved, so my studio's kind of in disarray. I don't know if any of you leave a comment if you've ever moved your crafting, even if it's not beads, if you've just ever moved a craft room. Oh, Lord have mercy. It is something else moving a craft room. Let me tell you. All right, so this is what we got. I'll zoom you out so you can see. And I'm pretty happy with it. I'm just double checking to make sure that it's good to go here. Everything is the same, looks the same. Okay, so now we're going to finish it off. Now, I'll zoom you way in for this so you can see. So it's pretty much the same process on this side. All you do is you take your crimp bead, put that on there. I've got a lot of extra wire, but I'd rather have more than none at all. Sometimes I get into the middle of the project and I'm like, you know, this would look better if it was longer because I want to use all these beads. And so I just keep going, you know, so I got to be prepared for my spontaneity. Okay, so we're doing the same thing we did when we started it. Put the crimp bead on, went through half of the horseshoe. You're going to go back through this side of the horseshoe. Easy peasy. Then I go through the crimp bead, and if you're using 0.3 millimeter, all of this is going to fit, no worries. Go through, I usually go through a couple of beads, maybe like 3 beads, okay. So this is what it looks like. This is what you have. You got your little tail down here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this so it's tight. I mean, not like super tight, just tight enough where it's on there. Then I grab hold of the horseshoe, and then I'm just going to pull the tail so we can get rid of the slack. So you kind of got to hold on tight to that horseshoe. Pull it up. Now, you don't want your necklace to be so tight that nothing moves, because that's not what we want. We want to leave a little bit of space here because we're going to do some crimping. We're going to put a bead cap on there, so you want to leave enough. I would say probably like this much. Okay, so that you're not having any problems with your necklace not moving. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a knot in this string, just a regular over the hand knot. 1, 2. Okay, now I'm going to take these tails and I'm going to put them into this bead, and this is to hide the knot. Go through a couple of beads here. 2 seems good. Where'd that go? Oh, that one went through 3. Okay, well, we'll go through 3 then. Okay, so then once I have that in there, I just pull this down, and I kind of want to get them both where they look like where they're kind of even before I really pull on them, because when you really pull, you're going to feel it in the beadwork when it snaps through the bead, and you might hear it, which I heard it. Okay, so now you have that. You got to straighten your little horseshoe out. Make sure he's in there. Got in there, okay. And then we're just going to snip off this end. Now we can work on this part of the thing. So as you can see, I left quite a bit of room, and when I tied my knot, I got a little extra thing here. That's okay. We'll just wiggle him down, get him in there, and give him a little crimp. So this is, there we go. Okay, now we're going to crimp this just as we did the other side, bringing it together a little bit. We're going to take our crimp bead, we're going to do the crimping. Now you don't have to Hercules that crimp bead or nothing. Just make sure he's on there. Then we take our bead cover and put that on there. And part of the reason for this is because you can see that that bead wants to go over the top of this crimped bead. Oh, it wanted to go over the top of the crimp bead that we had. So this will stop it from moving. Okay. So now we're going to put on our ends. So I have this end. This came in this Bargain Bead Box Subscription box. So we're going to use this, and we're just going to use a couple of jump rings. So this is my couple of jump rings here, and these are our findings we're going to use. So I'm going to use my chain nose and my flat nose. You can use a flat nose, you can use this curved nose if you want to, whatever. You just need, well, you don't need to. I like to use 2 to open these. So I'm opening it in a C motion, and I'm going to put that on here. So now on this side, I'm going to put the hook. Whoops, I'm going to knock my camera around. It wouldn't be a video without me doing that, right? And I'm just going to wiggle that on there. And then we'll just put on this other side. And it looks like we need to make sure that we're putting the jump ring into the smaller side of this. And we'll put him on there. Okay. So then this should fit right in there, which it does. And I think these bend a little bit, not too much give, but a little bit of give. Let me clear this out of the way here. And this is what we end up with. I think you guys can see all that. Yeah. Yeah. Looks pretty good. Let's put it like that so you can get the full effect. So that's how it went. That's how it went. Pretty good, huh? I'll take you guys out of here so you can show you the real deal. So if you like these videos and you enjoyed this super easy peasy just stringing projects and things like that, please consider subscribing to my channel. I've been putting out videos and stuff like that for a little while now. Join us on Facebook, where we do live videos every Tuesday and Friday at 8 p.m. Central Time. And we do giveaways on there in the groups and bingos and things like that. So if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. Please let me shoot me a picture to the Facebook group or whatever of what you did with your subscription box components if you get the Bargain Bead Box subscription. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.